On this Inside Line, I'm checking out a very cool 2000 Jeep Wrangler TJ. Now this Jeep belongs to my friend Audra, and she's going to tell us all about it. Now she's also a stunt driver, which we'll learn a little bit more about in a few minutes.
This is my 2000 Jeep Wrangler that I bought new. We actually priced it from the factory, so.
Oh wow, so you've had this thing quite a while.
Had it a while.
That's cool. Now, how is it configured? It's a 4-liter?
It is a 4-liter manual transmission. So we've done a little bit of upgrades to it.
Now, for those of you guys who have been watching the channel for a while, you may not recognize her, but she's actually, she's like the Stig of sorts for me. When I originally got a chance to test out the all-new Jeep Wrangler JL, they sent me a manual transmission one, which was very cool. We happened to be in Uwharrie National Forest at the time, and I needed someone to do a little driving for me on the Daniel Trail so I could get some filming of it. Well, she was the only one there that could drive a manual transmission, which was awesome. So yes, she got behind the wheel, so even though you might not recognize her, you probably recognize some of her driving. She's an excellent off-road driver, and it's cool. You actually have a manual transmission. Why did you want a manual?
Well, back then that was more common, I think, than the automatics. So it was an upgrade for the automatic, and I've driven a manual since I was 16. So,
oh wow!
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So now going back from the manual, you still have the 231 transfer case? Mm-hmm. Now it's been upgraded. I was taking a peek underneath of it, so it looks like you got a slip yoke eliminator on there, and I think a 1330 Tom Woods CV drive shaft. Now, one thing, this being a sport, it did not come from the factory with that Dana 44 rear.
No, it was an option, but we opted for the 35.
Okay. So obviously you've done some upgrades to it. So what kind of spurred you want to get the 44 out back, and tell me about how that's built?
Well, we decided we were going to wheel it a little bit more and wanted the stronger axle in the back, but I'm not real hardcore, so we didn't need anything more than a 44.
Oh, perfect. So you're set with a 44 in the back. Now what is it, internals, lockers, or anything like that?
ARB lockers in the back. It's got the 35 spline 488s. From Revolution.
Oh, perfect. So we got good 35 spline axle shafts, 488 gears, so it's got plenty to be able to haul. Now,
yep.
Obviously doing gears the tires had an influence on that. You're running what looks to be a 35 by 1250 17 Nitto Trail Grappler and a very nice looking Walker Evans 17-inch beadlock.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this tire combo, how'd that come to be? Why'd you go with that?
It came to be, I loved the Nitto, what we've seen them wheel, and they were great. I've had several different brands before this and never been really impressed, and these are great. I love them. They have made driving on the road a whole world of difference, and the Walker Evans, they're just pretty. They're cool.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Let's see, so let's continue sort of our powertrain here. Now up front, are you still running the factory Dana 30?
Yes.
Okay, any upgrades to that axle?
Yeah, the internals are, we have the ARB in the front, and then the 480, they've re-geared and have the stronger internals, all of that. I think it's 30 spline.
Oh, cool, so you got some chromoly axle shafts.
Absolutely.
And that type of stuff. That's
yep.
Awesome. And that's really, if you're driving smart and you sort of know the limitations of the TJ and or just where you're at and the tire size with it, Dana 30 and a 35 can last a very long time.
Yes.
Now, it looks like your steering has been beefed up as well. What do you have there?
Yeah, we did the Curry steering in the front.
Okay.
It is a little bit beefier, definitely.
How does it feel off-road do you really notice a huge difference one way or the other, or does it just feel a little tighter on center?
It does feel tighter. The original stock steering was real sloppy after you put the bigger tires on, so we put the Curry on when I was still on 33s, so.
Okay. Now, obviously it's raised a good bit over than stock. Now, what have you done for the suspension?
The suspension is just the OME. It's a 2 1/4 or 2 1/2 lift with 1 1/4 body.
Okay, so just a nice combo of, so you're still with a short arm suspension, which is good. I mean, I've always found with the TJ, 3 inches is about the max you want to go with the stock control arm, you know, and having a set of adjustable arms on this thing really obviously allowed you to dial it in. So that's a big deal. And OME, Old Man Emu, for you guys that are not sure, that rides really good. They've got really good shock valving. These things. Do you know if you've got the HD springs or the standard springs?
I don't know.
Okay.
There was 3 options when we got it, and I don't remember.
Yeah, it's all right. It sounds like it's been a while. So
yeah.
it's okay. Now, obviously, you've got some exterior mods very cleanly and probably wisely. We'll start up front. It looks like you've got a nice Warren M8000 winch. And what kind of bumper is that?
It's an ORF. It was actually taken off another Jeep and replaced my stock one. So,
Rad.
yeah.
Having a stubby definitely helps. So I guess we should get into this. A lot of people wonder, like, why not go full width? Why go stubby? How does that make a difference for you in the type of off-roading that you do?
Well, it doesn't. The tire sticks out, so if I had a full width, you know, it would hit that. So that's a problem. And the look of, I mean, I'm still a girl, so the look of it with a stubby is better. So.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Now, it looks like you've got some additional armor. What's going on with the hood here? Because at first, it took me a second. These are lights?
There are lights in there, yeah. They have a back on it, and so the lights only shine forward, and they're pretty cool. They're nice when you're wheeling at night. It's just another something lit up that you can see,
right,
or someone else can see.
Now, in terms of lighting, you got what, truck light LED headlights?
Yep, truck light LEDs. I believe the front light is a Seward rigid pods.
So you got pretty good ability to wheel at night, and
yep.
I know from experience with my old TJ, those headlights make a huge difference for just on-road driving.
Absolutely.
So that LED split beam, man. It's
yeah.
it's pretty legit, and I'm sure the River Raider hood probably helps with just keeping things a little bit cooler.
Yes.
You ever have any issue with debris or anything like that?
No, not so far. We've had no trouble with that at all. I was a little concerned because it's open.
Yeah.
Rain and stuff, because I daily drive it, and but it's been no issue at all.
That's awesome. Well, that's good to know. All right, so you've also got some sliders on the side here. What do we got for that?
They are the Genrite mini boat sides, and they're aluminum.
Okay, so you've shaved as much weight as you could.
Yep.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, that was actually a Christmas gift, and I didn't realize it when I went to pick them up. I almost threw them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, out back, what have you got?
In the rear, it's just a Genrite bumper on the rear with the step on it.
Okay, so pretty light, simple. Again, you daily drive it, so that's a pretty big deal, especially for trying to keep a lot of the mods modest. Anything underneath? Yeah,
right now the belly pan is an undercover fab, and then we have an engine skid at home that needs to go on, and that's same. It matches up to that, but as far as skids, that's all.
Okay. Well, that's easy enough. Now, I mean, it's a very clean looking Jeep. One of the reasons that I think TJs are so cool is they're compact. You can really get down some hardcore trails and not tear them to pieces, and come out looking good. Now, you've obviously got some safety upgrades on the inside. Can you talk me through everything you've done on the inside of this Jeep? Yeah,
so safety-wise, we put in an aftermarket roll cage. It's Poison Spider. We had our local shop weld it for us, and then we have the fire extinguishers. So we've seen vehicles catch on fire, and we run 2. We've actually had to put out a forest fire once. So, yes.
Thank you.
So they're nice. That's we recommend it for everybody, regardless of the vehicle. Get a fire extinguisher.
Now, now you got the Corbeau seats. These are the adjustable ones. What is it, XRC or
XRS. Baja. They are adjustable. They're on the original sliders, so we can move them, and they're a jump seat on the other side, so that's nice, and they're heated, which is my favorite part.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with heated seats.
No.
That's awesome. Now, what do you really like about this? Like why daily drive a TJ? Why what keeps you in this vehicle?
I love it. There's not a whole lot about it that I don't like. I wanted a Power Wheels when I was little and never got one. So this is my giant Power Wheels.
That's awesome.
I never grew out of wanting one. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Is there any good advice for someone that's looking to build something like this that you've learned along the way that you're like, hey, this is not so great or this is great? Anything, any build tips or for someone that's looking to build a TJ like this?
The biggest thing that I've learned is save your money and get what you want. Don't get something cheap. I've been told buy once, cry once.
Right.
And it's taken 21 years to get to this point, which is a little bit long, but everything on it we generally don't have to redo. So.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to show me the Jeep. It looks fantastic. Again, I appreciate all of your stunt driving.
Anytime, that was fun.
It definitely helps. So, well, that's cool. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe. Let us know what you're thinking of our new walk around series in the comments below. If you got any questions for me, you can always find me at Ollie Mansour Editor on Instagram. And until next time, we'll see you guys on the trail.